said there's enough hot air in the environment, right? We need to
yes.
reduce some of that hot air. Okay, great. You also obviously this is something that team has been driving home year after year, which is opening up the economy for it to be more competitive, right? And suitable qualified companies, right? Getting contracts based on meritocracy and greater transparency.
Yes.
So, you just talk about that. I just want to show readers, I think a few days ago on Tuesday, right, the 3rd of November in The Sun, there's an article on this nano-tax for subsidized diesel fuel. The company, this Teras Kimia, whoever they are, in 2006 awarded a 585 million ringgit contract. It just blew me away, and doing nano-tax. And it's not even theirs, it's a technology used out in Europe and the US. So you just bring in an existing technology and you get a 600 million ringgit contract, which now shows it doesn't work. Although the entrepreneur inside there says that it is working, and he gives his numbers, but isn't this an example of how they should have opened up the tender to local companies and say, hey, we've got this problem, anyone here can come up with a solution because we definitely want to use you, or we'll plug you into an MNC which has the key solution, but you can work with them, and come up with something else. I look at this and it really annoys me to no end.
Well, I think talk about big projects, smaller projects. I think team, most of us are not aiming for that kind of number of figures of type of project. Is always a lot smaller. But that's what I think I personally face, where tenders are being put in place more of a for show, just to make to
show you're complying
to certain things. But in the end, that they were what you call award of contract were given not really based on the rules of the tender, and it's on something else. So that's where it makes people a little bit more difficult to say whether are you winning the project or not, because a lot more other things are in the picture.
A lot of things come into play.
Yes, and sometimes company that are technically not able to deploy it get the contract, and in some cases, and a lot of the time, the contracts still come back to you, but at a much reduced cost. So that is quite common.
It just kills you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Just as an aside, Li Cheng, I was going to bring up that you're also an entrepreneur in your own right, and you started your company, which was in the payment gateway space, right? Back in 2001, was it?
2001, 2002.
2002,
yes,
right? So, and you've changed business model. Can you just quickly snapshot of your own company and what is it? CALMS, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, only of recent CALMS.
With the S, okay.
Yeah, it stands for Card Application Lifecycle Management System.
Okay.
Obviously, managing smart card.
Okay.
When I started, it was the early days, pre-migration of what we call EMV standards.
Yes.
Yeah. All your credit cards before was on a max stripe. So when you move into smart card, this is what we call EMV.
Yes.
So when I started, I was looking, all the banks are going to migrate, the cards are going to be replaced, the terminals are going to be replaced. The cards are ready for value-added application.
Okay.
So my business model initially was to look at the payment terminal. All the banks need to replace.
Of course, many.
So I looked at bringing in a few terminals and got it certified. But trying to win a business with a bank, being a new startup, was not easy. So after a while, relation is not going anywhere. Then I look at my business model. I need to find my own technology that I can develop and I own. So wrote the business plan and then start talking to some VCs. And I actually got one of the local VC, and that allowed us to develop our product.
Well, did you get $1 million or more?
It's about that. About $1 million. It's basically idea stage, early stage funding. So that got us to develop our first product, which is our Card Application Lifecycle Management System, CALMS. Right? So after a while, when we were going around deploying our solution, and our customers say, hey, the CALMS people are coming. So we started thinking, people are recognizing it for our core product, and we have moved away from the payment terminal business. So, eventually we decided, okay, let's move everything to brand according to our core product, which is our card issuance. And of course, our focus market originally, which was trying to ride on the payment infrastructure, also was not doing very well. It is nice that infrastructure, all the banks are having it ready to have value-added application and what's not. Trying to get another application running on it is not so easy. Once you start talking to the bankers, their risk management people, then the terminal owners and all that. So it got too complicated. So we now are more into closed environment.
Environment.
Yeah, campuses, colleges,
Okay.
Big corporates who are issuing their own card, and that card is being used in many environments.
Okay.
So that's great, because we find our niche, our space.
Okay, closed environment now.
Yeah.
Okay, so but again, you're saying you personally face issues where tenders have not been transparent,
yes.
and it's already such an uphill battle. And then when you come across things like this, which are unfortunately all too commonplace in our public, and maybe even the private sector environment when it comes to ICT tenders, it just douses a bit of the fire in you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Sometimes it gets you really, really angry, because I've got a situation where it was supposed to be a tender, and we were in 7 out of the 12 companies that participate as the main contractors.
Okay.
But eventually we still didn't get the project, although we were the cheapest.
Okay.
Technically, we knew we flew flying colours.
Yeah.
The other party got it for some other reason, relationship and that kind of things. But then again, if I put myself in the other entrepreneur's position, if I have a relationship, chip on the table that I can throw to win that project, I would do the same. So sometimes you can say yes, no, good, it's still business. But what we would like to see is a little bit more transparent in how tenders are being awarded, and that, I think, criteria of companies being able to be awarded, I think, really go for on merit purpose, kind of technical capability and all that. All these issues about being MSc status, locally developed product, all those should carry some weight. Rather than
just being a numbers game, so many MSc companies.
Yes.
But talking about MSc, there's IAP is coming up next week. Is team playing a role?
We are not playing active role in IAP, but we are participating in some of the dialogues. Yeah, but we are, I think, playing some role in the InnoTech function that's coming up after that.
After that, okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Just to conclude, I also was interested to see that you would like to see agencies tasked with growing the technology sphere, right, being given greater autonomy, which is MDEC and Malaysian Biotech Corp.
Yes.
I guess that's a credit to both organizations, and their CEOs that you want them to have more autonomy.
Yes, they have done great for the industry, and we would like to see them to be able to be given more responsibilities. We have seen from the early day where you could say that, hey, what's the benefit being an MSc status company? All the whatever. When you're a startup and all that, tax incentive doesn't apply to you. But now, a lot of the so-called services support are all coming through. So I think that's where we would like to see it. They've been given more.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, a vote of confidence for Biotech Corporation, Dato' Iskandar, and for MDEC's Dato' Badlisham, right?
Yes.
Whose contract is also coming up, renewed.
We hope he stays. I think he has plenty that he wants to complete, and we hope he has got all our support.
There you go, Sham. You got to stay. Get it renewed another 2 years at least, because I think it's due up in January. So
okay.
I mean, I too hope he stays on for at least another 2 years. There's still lots to be done. But with that, we're going to end the show now. Li Cheng, thanks very much for coming and sharing.
Thank you for having us here.
Excellent, no problem. So send the email out to all your 2,000 members and let them watch the show and boost our viewership.
Will do.
Okay, with that, we wish you a great and productive week ahead with technology, and we'll see you next week.
Right, thank you from me as well.